Stonehenge, the shadow play. The fabulous stone circle had been built by giants, hence its name, the Giants' Dance Stone Circle. The Merlin Law. Here is Merlin's Law, the folklore tale of how he created the giants dancing stone circle that originally came from Ireland or Wales and was transported to Britain. And some other theories and tales. The ley lines and the Indigenous way. The Edgar Casey story on Stonehenge. The King's Barrows or the Mounds. Next is the video presentation of the shadow play effect at Stonehenge, hence why it's called the Dancing Giant Stone Circle. So the shadow play at Stonehenge, the sun and moon creates the dancing giants. giants there. The shadows on the blue stones. Looks like giants dancing. See that? That's why it's got its name, the Dancing Giant Stone Circle, that came from an original one that was in Wales. See that? Looks like they're dancing. And they dismantled the stone circle there. And the giants and Merlin then brought all the stone pillars down to Salisbury Plain and reconstructed it and became Stonehenge. But it's got its folklore name, the Dancing Giants. And this is why, because of the shadow play. Not only does it have all the solstices alignments with the sun, but it also has what looks like to be giant dancing on the blue stones. They look like little gremlins. So part 2, just wanted to show you the sun alignment that happens. So it hits on the top of this rock. It goes down there and it hits the back of the blue stones. And it goes down that little corridor in between the gap, just past the altar. And it's almost like a Newgrange thing where it's going into the little box or the little slit there between the blue stones, and then it actually hits a mound at the back there. You can see where the torch hits the back there, where it lights up right there. So that's the alignment. But I also wanted to let you know about the dolphins dancing. Again, there happens. And it mainly happens on the blue stones, a little bit reflection or blue orbs there on the first ring, on the outside ring. But most of the shadow play happens on the inside of the blue stones, which is the ones that came from Wales, the reconstructed stone circle. And it comes from when you shine it on the outside. It goes around the dancing giants there. So, but it doesn't happen from the inside of the blue stones out. See, it doesn't do the shadow play there as much. A little bit, but not very clearly. And the outer ring came from the local quarry. Well, it's not local, it's miles and miles and miles away, so they still had to transport them. How in those times did they transport those kind of stones? But apparently they did, or the giants carried them, or Merlin might have used levitation and placed them there. But yeah, the outside ring has come from a local quarry, and the middle ring, the blue stones, they come from Wales, just like Merlin had predicted, and Merlin's law and Merlin's tale about it being the giant's dancing circle. So I've just proven that with shadow play. and how only really the blue stones do the most effect of the giants dancing. The outer ring, it does it a little bit, it does the top of their heads, but it doesn't really do their bodies and images with the shadow play. So it goes to show how important those blue stones are and their placement, and how precise they were, bringing them from Wales and reconstructing them here at Stonehenge. Um, yeah, how they must be the most important is the middle with the most energy as well. One day I'd love to go there and actually film the shadow play for myself, but all I can do for now is to do a model of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video presentation of Stonehenge, the shadow play. Thank you. Finally, the archaeological proof of the blue stones and more on the ancient stone circle. And here is the site where the original stone circle, the blue stones, did sit in Wales. The archaeologist's excavation site. What's left of it. And it's funny, there's a merlin stone at Avery, which is not far from Stonehenge. It's another big stone circle, which has now been houses and units built around it. A very popular town as well. But it's funny that one of the stones there represents the merlin stone and the image of Merlin, and I wonder if he is actually pointing towards Stonehenge. If anyone knows the answer, please let me know. But when I get there, I'm definitely going to see if he's pointing in the direction of Stonehenge to prove that theory right as well. I have also been drawn to the altar stone. I've got mine in my model as a crystal that's got a hole in the middle. It's a selenite crystal, which I put incense to basically cleanse the area, cleanse Stonehenge, and just give it a good cleansing, good purification. So I've always wondered what the stone represents in Stonehenge, or the giant's dancing circle. I truly believe and get channeled that it is not from Wales, as they say. I really think it's from Ireland. Each stone has a different vibration, a different feel, a different look about it, and a very familiar energy imprint on it that reminds me of other island stones. And it's called the altar stone, so I'm sure the blessings there and stand on there and preach to the crowd. The master of ceremonies would be on it. But it's interesting that it's got grooves on either side of it and a channel right in the middle. I'm sure that was used in ancient times for placing different ritual items on it. It could have even been used for healings and things like that. I keep seeing moon ceremonies around it. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but I keep seeing a moon on the stone. Let me see if I can get the ruler thing. Wait, so this bit here, see here, there's like a crest moon right there. Now look at it. If I move the pointer away, it's like a crest moon or a serpent just there. And I'd really love to go there and see if that's still there. But these here are the craters. There's one crater there, another crater on the other side there. And this is like the channel in the middle. Could even been for bloodletting processes. Someone up here and the blood dripping down, and usually there was like an urn or a bucket or some sort of vessel, maybe even the Holy Grail, where the blood would drip down into. It'd be interesting to see if there's a little channel here where the bloodletting would go to. Could also be for feminine rites, feminine rituals. They do say this is like a giant's womb, the whole circle. So this could be their bloodletting process maybe, or something to do with fertility. But I won't really know until I go there. I receive these channelings and then I've got to try and work it all out. But that's what I'm getting with this one. That will be done in further investigation. And here's the side view of it. So it was partially buried and sunken into the grass. And then they've pulled it out and placed it up. It's a large slab of greenish old red sandstone. So it's funny that it would have originally had some red tone in it, perhaps, which again is an Anunnaki symbol and sign. But look at the front of this stone. I definitely see a snake face. They're saying here in this research that it comes from Southeast Wales, but I truly think it comes from Ireland. I'd be very interested to then go to Ireland and see if I can find this greenish old red sandstone quarry there and see if it's an exact match to this one. But let's have a look at this face because that's quite interesting to me. Here you've got an eye. Over here you've got another eye. And then you've got a kind of nose. And then there's like a mouth here. And then you've got like a chin, but the long body and the face. Almost like a fish. It could have been a fish as well. Or a snake or a serpent. And then there's, you know, the long body here. Could have even been longer and these stones have broken off and it could have been a longer monolith that went back further, which would have really represented the serpent. But can you see that with the face in that area? Very interesting. Could have represented the serpent. This is some festival and celebration at Stonehenge, and I found this very interesting because the ladies were all wearing red and red flowers in their hair and red berets and red dresses, which is very much the Anunnaki goddesses. And they wore red robes and red dresses and danced around the stones. which was already discussed in my stone circle of the 9 maidens and the 9 ladies, having an Anunnaki connection or Sumerian connection. So it's funny that this tradition is still going on, and the festival, the women are drawn to wear the red and to keep that tradition going. But it all goes back to the Anunnaki goddess red. Thank you, be blessed. And this presentation was created by moi, this year on Sacred Site. Thank you for watching. Bye.